Gemma from Generation Strength, and welcome to the 30-day Strength from Home workout challenge, where we're going to be working out every single day for the next 30 days. Today we've got a lower body workout. We're going to be doing 3 exercises back to back, no rest, and then a 1-minute active recovery in between. We've got 4 working sets, and we're going to be working out for a total of 15 minutes. So same as always, join me in the middle of the mat, and we're going to start with the warm-up. So start with side to side rotation, so elbows are up, feet are pointing forward. Hips stay forward, rotation comes from the upper back. We're just far to the side, and then again to the other side. My feet are hip width apart. Nice and slow and controlled through the whole range of motion. Then we're going to go down into a squat, come down to around the world, sweeping the floor, coming up. I sit the hips back, my chest is forward, I'm looking forward, the knees come out, they stay behind the toes. I'm going nice and slow, taking the squat down as deep as I can, coming as low as I can, taking the arms overhead. Again, nice and slow through the warm-up, no need to rush through. Come down, make sure I'm pushing my knees out to the side. We don't want the knees to come in. Hold at the top, switch. Come down and sweeping the floor. And then extending the arms at the top of the movement. One more. From here in the center of the mat, we're going to step back into downward dog. Pushing my palms into the floor. Bend the knees if you want to, keeping the back straight. From here, bring the foot through to the outside of the hand. Push the knee out, toes out. Shoulder rotations, following the thumb. Rotating the neck as the arm goes back. I'm pushing my knee out, I'm opening up the hip. Trying to keep the arm as extended as I can. Hands back in the center, take the leg back to downward dog. Push the palms into the mat. Bend the knees, back flat. A leg comes through, push the knee out, leg goes out. Same on this side. Relax the back foot if you want. Shoulder rotation, so taking my arm back, I'm opening up my chest to the front. Get a nice stretch on the back leg, on the hip flexor. One more. Back to downward dog, come up. Hold it here for a second, bend the legs if you want to, otherwise we can keep straight. Get a stretch on the hamstring. From here I'm going to walk my feet to my hands, or I'm going to come in, jump, back straight, slowly come up. Hand against the wall, leg swings, nice and controlled, high as I can, nice and controlled, coming back smoothly. Squeeze the bum, open up the hip a little bit, but not too much of a rotation. Look straight ahead. Squeeze and engage the glute as the leg comes back. Swing it forward, feel it on the back of the leg. On the hamstring. Other side. So we want the leg to go as high as we can and as far back as we can without arching the lower back. I don't want to come too far back. Just enough that I feel it in the glute. Whoops. Last one, ankle. Coming close to the wall. Taking the knee towards the outside, towards the little toe, towards the mid part of the foot, keeping the heel on the floor. Nice and slow movement, hold it at the end range and back. Make sure you keep the heel down and flexing the ankle. Warming it up for some squats and lunges, which we're going to be doing today. Switch sides. So if I'm too close to the wall, I come back a little bit further until I'm just touching the wall but keeping the heel on the floor. Again, I'm taking my knee out. towards the little toe. You don't want to bring it in. Okay, warm-up complete. So today we have 3 exercises. So I'm going to show you them first. We're going to be doing each exercise for 1 minute. The first one is leg raised lunge. So we're going to do one side for 30 seconds, the other side for 30 seconds. So we're going to come down, so you can have our hands here, or if we can touch the floor, we're going to touch the floor. Keeping the chest up, again, not bringing the heel off the floor and not taking the knee over the toe. I'm going straight down, so imagine I'm not going forward. This is almost pushing me straight down here until my knee almost touches, but not entirely. Okay, if it's a little too challenging for the leg up, you're just going to hold a static lunge and you're going to come down here. So that's the first one, harder exercise on the stool, easier exercise on the mat. The second one we've got is a squat, so we're going to come down into a squat. I'm going to put my hands on the floor, jump back into a plank. Here I then take my legs out to the side, so I'm back in a squat, keeping the weight on the heel and pushing up. So it's down, knees apart, here and here. For those that don't want to have the jump, we're just going to be squatting down, opening up the hips, weight on the heels, feet wide and down. So my back is flat and my knees are going out. So that's the second exercise. Third exercise, we've got one-legged glute. So we're going to take the center of the mat. I'm going to come up, I'm holding the glute. From here I'm driving my elbows in. I'm coming down, push the stool, back up, keeping the hips up the whole time. So I'm basically moving the legs straight, up and down. I'm going to feel it on my quad, I'm going to feel it on my hamstring and on my glute. And then we're going to switch to the same thing on the other side. If this is too difficult to do and you're moving the hip too much, you're just going to hold it here for 30 seconds. After that, we've got an active rest, which I'll show you once we get into. So remember, 30 seconds each side. So bringing the foot back. The front foot is hip width apart, so it's coming out. I'm not bringing it into the center. I'm going down so that my ankle is on, my foot is flexed. So the work comes from the front leg. I'm trying not to use much pressure on the back leg. Again, it's a one-legged lunge. As I come down, I make sure that my knee is behind my toe. If it's coming too far forward, we can take the stance a little bit further forward. And come down, make sure the knee's pushing out to the side. Okay, for the modified version, remember we're here. Okay, so now we're switching legs. So modified version, we're here, keeping the foot on the floor, squeezing the glute at the top. For those not doing the modified version, foot is on the stool coming down. Have the hand on the hips, or we can come down and touch, just to get a little bit deeper in the lunge. Knees out to the side, my chest is forward, my eye is forward, slightly down. From here we're going into the squat. So wide stance, the edge of the mat, down, my hands go flat, jumping back, keep the chin tucked, out, up, I come up, I squeeze here, in the glutes, down again. Make sure when you're jumping back, you're not dropping the hips, more engage the core, not work low back. So I come down and take my feet back, I squeeze the core, make sure I stay high, squeeze the bum, back out. Otherwise, modified version, we're just here, we're touching the floor, the knees are coming out to the side, staying behind the toes. Everybody else, we're jumping back and up. Plant the hands first, then go back. Okay, one-legged glute bridge. So we're coming down, push the lower back into the floor. We're holding this position, so it's coming down and up. Nice and controlled movement, keep the hips square. Try not to let them rotate as you're coming down. As we have to engage this glute, bring it up. Drive the elbows into the floor. We're going to do it for 30 seconds. 2, 1.
So I keep my leg nice and straight. I'm feeling it in my hamstring, in my glutes. Again, keeping the hips straight. Shouldn't feel it in the lower back, only in the glutes and in the quad of the leg. That's stationary. Going as high and as low as we can.
That's our 3 exercises. Now we're going to go into a nice active recovery stretch. So hip opener, leg forward, knee out, toe out, like in the warm-up. From here we're going to go back. We're going to stretch the hamstring, keeping the back straight. Again, forward, opening the hip as far out as I can. Back straight, I'm bending forward from the hip. Okay, so I'm not rounding the back. Now we're going to switch. So, foot out, knee out, back, reach down as far as you can. So you should feel it opening up the hips, stretching the hip flexor, coming back, feeling it on the hamstrings. We're going to do one more set of the 3 exercises. So again, foot is in line with the hip, it's not too close to the center. I'm coming down, holding my hands on my hips, or I'm doing the modified version here. So I can be here, or if I want to go a little bit deeper, I'm touching the floor, bringing the leg back up. Try not to overarch the lower back. Bending slightly forward, but I'm not leaning too far forward and putting pressure on the knee. I'm essentially going straight down till the knee almost touches the floor. Straighten the leg.
10 seconds.
But I don't want to fully straighten it all the way. I don't want to hyperextend the knee. Just a soft, straight knee. Now we're straight into the squat. So, taking a wide stance, knees out, hands down, back. Make sure when you're jumping forward, I'm opening my hips, but my weight staying on the heel. And I'm coming up. What people tend to do is come here, among my toes, and then I come up. But we want to make sure that we're in the deep squat, and we're pushing up from the heels. Again, your modified version, you're just here on the squat, keeping the back straight, and squeezing the glutes at the top. Last one. Straight down, straight into one-legged squat. One-legged bridge. So I'm keeping the glutes up, keeping the other leg straight, keeping the hips in line, trying not to let this hip drop, pushing my elbows into the ground, not feeling it in my lower back, only in my glute and my quad. Switch legs. Make sure they're in line. You'll feel if one starts to drop. Quickly grab some water. Then we're going to do the hip opener stretch. Then go into our second lot of exercises. So going forward, opening up the hip. Keeping the back straight, leaning forward, feeling it work the hamstring.
knee goes out, foot is out, I'm opening up the front hip. I'm reaching forward, if you can't reach your toe, that's fine. Just go as far forward as you can while keeping the back straight. Keep the weight on the heel of the front foot. Okay, next set of exercises that we've got, we're going to start with a straight leg deadlift. So, leg comes back, we take the hands down, come up, make a knee, high knee. As I take the leg back, I squeeze the glute. Okay, if we're a little unbalanced, we can come a little bit higher. Again, we can use a stool when we're coming down as well. Here, up, knee. After that, we've got leg extensions. So we're going to come down in a tabletop position. Remember, joints are stacked. My knee is under my hip, my wrist is under my shoulders. In this position, my ankles are just up, so where the ankle bends, I'm up. So from here, I'm just pushing my feet into the chair and I'm squeezing my quads. Don't worry so much about the back position. Just focus on extending the knee, coming up and squeezing the quad. That's the harder version. The modified version we've got is on the floor, so here, and we're just squeezing the knee on the toes, feeling it in the front of the legs. Last exercise of those, we're going to do a raised glute bridge. So we're going to bring our heels onto the bench, pointing the feet up. Okay, from here, my knees and hips are in a line. I come up, I hold, back down, reset the back up, squeeze for 2. Then we've got the active recovery. I'll show you as we go through. So, same again, 1 minute each exercise. We start with a straight leg deadlift. Down, so we're going to do 30 seconds. 30 seconds, knee up if you can. Again, if I'm a bit wobbly, I can use the bench. Come down. Take the foot back, straight up into the knee. Find a spot, focus on it. Try to hold balance. Squeeze the back leg, extend it as far back as you can. Now we're into leg extension. So 1 minute in this position. It's a tough exercise, so we're going to go slowly to start. I'm coming up, back down, so that my knees are bent at 90. And I'm just using my thigh muscle to push me up into the air. So now I'm starting to feel it burning on the front of the quad. Make sure that your wrists are under your shoulders. Again, modified version. We're here, coming up. Don't think about the bum going in the air so much, as you're thinking about extending the legs from the knee bend position back up. So I'm on the stool, I come up. Feet flat, or on your toes with your shoes on, whatever's more comfortable. From here we're turning around, going straight into glute bridge. So knee and hips under, come up, hold, back down, reset, back into the floor. I want quite a straight line here, but without engaging the lower back too much. So if we're here, that's fine as long as you're feeling it in the glutes, but try and squeeze, come a little bit higher.
Halfway there.
Remember, I go down, the lower back is pressed into the ground, and I come back up. Squeezing my glutes, holding, back down. Squeeze the top, down, reset, elbow into the ground, back up. Okay, active rest. You're going to have your knee under your hip, your hands in front of you. You're going to take the leg out. So I'm pushing down here, I'm feeling it on my adductor. From here, bring the elbow into the arm and I rotate around. Okay, so I'm feeling this in my upper back. I'm also pushing down here and feeling it on the inside of my leg. Now we're going to switch sides, so we're taking the other leg out to the side, squeezing down. So my knee is under my hip as I rotate round.
10 seconds.
After this, we're going straight back into the straight leg deadlift. So we're up, legs back. Remember, we can use the bench. Come down, knee up, down. Otherwise, we can take it a bit lower. Come, touch the mat, come back up. Again, find a spot, focus on it. Help you hold your balance. Switching sides. It's a tough one to do when you're tired. Again, going as far down as you feel comfortable. Don't have to touch the mat.
10 seconds.
Tap if you need to, in between. Back to leg extensions. So remember, joints are stacked on top from here. I'm extending the knees. Just focusing on really squeezing my upper thigh so it takes the bum in the air, not so much that I'm pushing my bum into the air. If you're doing it right, it should really start burning. This is our last set, and then we'll finish with today's workout. Last 15 seconds. Ooh.
10 seconds.
Ooh, drop the knees. Into glute bridge. Feet on the box. Pushing up, I'm holding. 1, 2. Back down. Pressing your pelvic tilt. Keep the lower back pressed into the floor. Draw the belly button in. Straight back up. So as I come up, I'm only feeling it in my glutes, I'm not feeling it in my lower back.
Halfway there.
My hamstrings are engaged because my heels are down. I feel like your hamstrings are working too much. We can put the feet down, come up. And here we should feel it a little bit more on the glutes, less on the hamstrings.
10 seconds.
Again, pushing the lower back into the ground, holding up. We're going to finish with our active rest. So, knee under hip, take the leg out, leg is in line with my knee. Pushing down, feeling it on the adductor. Elbows to elbow, rotating up and around. So we're switching sides. Again, inline, pushing down, wrist under shoulder, rotating from the upper back.
10 seconds.
Full stretch at the top. Try to take the elbows as far around as you can. Whew. Okay, well done. Workout 30 routine complete. I will see you tomorrow.